Y'all, Mises just got caught up in some wild mess, and this time, there's no denying it. The receipts are out, including leaked DMs, a mysterious woman, and a scandal so tangled that even Yandy had to get involved. We all knew that Mises wasn't exactly the picture of loyalty, but these secret messages, they completely shattered any illusion he had of being a faithful husband. But who is this mysterious woman, and how did she get her hands on these private messages? And the big question, what did Yandy do when she found out? Because trust me, when Yandy finds out some nonsense is going on, someone is definitely going to pay the price. The internet is buzzing about this, and social media detectives are out in full force, zooming in on screenshots and piecing everything together. So, is Mises really out here playing dirty behind Yandy's back? Or is there more to this story than we think? Stick around because we're about to break everything down. And trust me, you're not ready for this juicy tea. Let me start by saying, this is not just another minor scandal. This is the type of drama you see on reality TV, but this time it's happening in real life. It all started when a mysterious woman decided it was time to spill the truth about Mises' secret life. And when I say secret life, I mean a full-blown relationship that he's been hiding from Yandy. This is not just some simple cheating scandal. No, this is a whole other level of betrayal. Once the first leak came out, it was like a flood. Screenshots, voice notes, receipts, everything was there for everyone to see. And from what we can see, things aren't looking good for Mises. But how did we get here? If you're familiar with Mises, you know this guy has a history of drama, legal troubles, baby mama issues, and a rocky relationship with Yandy. But this is next level mess. So let's talk about this woman. She didn't just bring words to the table, she came with receipts. And when I say receipts, I mean screenshots so clear you can even see the battery percentage on his iPhone. According to her, she and Mises had been talking for a while. And when I say talking, I don't mean a few casual messages every now and then. No, we're talking late-night conversations, I miss you texts, weekend getaways, and money being spent. This wasn't some random fling. This was a full-on emotional connection. If you thought this was just some woman looking for attention, think again. She was strategic about it. She posted timestamps, hotel receipts, and even voice messages. And the craziest part? The messages themselves, Mises was telling this woman that he felt trapped in his marriage. Wait, trapped? The same woman who held you down when you were locked up? The same woman who defended your name and took care of your kids? And you feel trapped? The nerve! Yandy, as we all know, is no fool. She's been in this industry long enough to spot the nonsense. And while this isn't the first time Mises has been involved in drama, this one hit different. These weren't just small mistakes. No, these were full-on, detailed conversations that showed he was living a whole second life. And let's talk about some of the things he said in those DMs. I feel stuck. I don't know if Yandy is the one for me. I just want to be happy again. Sir, you're telling me the woman who supported you through everything isn't the one for you? That's cold. You already know how the internet reacts when stuff like this comes out. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, they were all roasting Mises. People were saying things like, he must have lost his mind to mess up like this, and how do you fumble Yandy like that? But it didn't stop there. People started digging into old clips from Love and Hip Hop, and guess what? They found more shady moments from Mises, making it seem like the signs were always there. And just when we thought things couldn't get worse, another woman stepped forward. Yep, you heard that right, there's more than one woman involved. The first woman was just the tip of the iceberg. Now, the internet is flooded with more women sharing their own DMs and receipts. The patterns match, and the receipts are undeniable. So now we're all wondering, was Mises really living a double life? Or is this just some calculated attempt to ruin his reputation? Because, y'all, the contents of these messages are messy. Mises wasn't just sending flirty texts. He was talking about future plans, trips, vacations, and even making promises. It's clear that he was treating this woman like he was in a full-on relationship, while his wife was left in the dark. The worst part is that he was saying things no married man should say. I feel stuck. I don't know if Yandy is the one. I just want to be happy again. Bro, you're telling me the same woman who held you down during your hardest times isn't the one? I mean, come on. And let's talk about the timeline. After these messages came out, people began to connect the dots. There were old clips from Love and Hip Hop where Mendeecees said he wouldn't have held Yandy down if the roles were reversed. The writing was on the wall. This man has a history of making questionable decisions. Now, when Yandy found out, let me tell you it wasn't pretty. She didn't find out through some concerned friend or private investigator. No, she saw everything the same way the rest of us did on the internet. Can you imagine waking up, scrolling through Instagram, and seeing your husband's secret life trending? That's got to be a tough pill to swallow. But if you know Yandy, you know she's not the type to cry quietly in the corner. She's not about to sit around feeling sorry for herself. Yandy is the type to handle business, and business is about to be handled. Yandy went completely silent at first, no posts, no tweets, no nothing. And if you know anything about Yandy, you know that when she goes quiet, it's never a good sign. When she didn't hear back from Mendeecees after calling him multiple times, that was the final straw. And the internet? They weren't letting him off easy. Every time he posted something, the comments were flooded with people calling him out, tagging Yandy, and posting clown emojis. It was brutal. But while the internet was roasting Mendeecees, Yandy was moving strategically. Instead of responding directly, she took a different approach. Yandy booked a flight to Miami. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know Miami is where a lot of shady business goes down. The internet immediately put two and two together. Yandy was going there to confront the other woman, and honestly, it makes sense. Yandy isn't about to just take Mendeecees' word for it. She's going to get the truth, and she's going to get it directly. And then, just when we thought it couldn't get any messier, another woman came forward with even more receipts. This time, we're talking voicemails, FaceTime screenshots, even Cash App transactions. Mendeecees wasn't just talking to these women, he was spending money on them. And let me tell you, that made everything 10 times worse. The internet had a field day with it. People started joking that Mendeecees was out here running a side chick charity. Yandy saw it all, and when she finally spoke, it wasn't what anyone expected. She didn't do a sit-down interview or go live on Instagram. No, Yandy did something way pettier. She posted a picture with her ex. Not just any picture, an intimate one, with a caption that read, "I always land on my feet." The internet lost it. Yandy flipped the script, and she did it so effortlessly. Mendeecees probably thought Yandy would be devastated, but instead, she showed the world that she's still that girl. She glowed up, stepped out, and reminded everyone that she's fine. And now Mendeecees, now he wants to talk. Suddenly, his phone works, and he's begging for a chance to explain himself. But does Yandy even want to hear it at this point? As for Mendeecees, he's trying to do damage control. His PR team is out here saying the Dems were misunderstood, that the other woman was just an old friend. But the internet isn't buying it. The receipts are coming in faster than he can deny them. And Yandy? She's keeping it classy. She stepped out for a charity event, looking stunning as always, except this time, she wasn't wearing her wedding ring. That sent the blogs into a frenzy. Now Mendeecees is ducking and dodging. He's avoiding interviews, skipping public appearances, and begging Yandy to meet with him privately. But Yandy? She's not having it. Instead, she's sending messages loud and clear. She posted a quote that said, "A woman's intuition is never wrong. It's pretty clear that she's done." This whole situation is messy, and it's looking like the end for Mendeecees and Yandy. But do you think they'll make it through this? Should Yandy cut him off for good, or is this just another bump in the road? And what about these other women coming forward? Are they telling the truth, or are they just trying to tear down a family for attention? Let me know what you think in the comments. This saga is far from over, and trust me, we'll be following every move. Stay tuned because things are about to get even crazier.